Okay class, so we have seen before about the 2D and 3D vectors. Okay, vectors in 2D and 3D space. So we want to see what is non-coplanar vectors. Okay, so three vectors that do not lie in the same plane are said to be non-coplanar. Maksudnya ada tiga vektor, dia tidak berada pada plane yang sama. Atau maksud plane yang sama. If you have three axes, let's say we have x, y and z. Okay, these three axes is actually a different plane, where the plane for y will be this one. Maksudnya kawasan y ini, kawasan x di bawah sini, and kawasan z di sebelah sini. Okay, mereka berada di tiga kawasan yang berbeza. Okay, they do not lie in the same plane, therefore we say these three vector as non-coplanar. Okay, so unit vector I, which represent the direction of x, unit vector j, which represent the direction of y, and unit vector k that represent the vector of z, is the example of non-coplanar vector because they are not lying in the same plane. Okay, masing-masing ada kawasan masing-masing. Okay, walaupun kita nampak macam berada pada satu tempat yang sama, sebenarnya dia mewakili tiga space yang berbeza. Alright, tiga plane yang berbeza dalam satu space. Alright, so if A, B and C are non-coplanar vector, maksudnya A, B and C is not lying in the same plane, then if we have P darab A, so P ni adalah scalar. Okay, P times with vector A plus Q scalar times with vector B plus the scalar R times with vector C is equal to 0. It means that the P is equal to 0, the Q is equal to 0, and the R is equal to 0 as well. Okay, maksudnya kalau skala darab dengan vektor A tambah dengan skala darab dengan vektor B tambah dengan skala darab dengan vektor C is equal to 0, maksudnya skala dia, setiap skala ni di-equalkan to be 0. Okay, if we have a vector A, B and C, where A, B and C here is the scalar. Okay, A times with vector A, B times with vector B plus C is times with vector C, is said to be equal to this vector, which is P times vector A, Q times vector B, and R times vector C. Okay, if it's said to be equal to this vector, means that the scalar A here is equal to the scalar P here because it represents the scalar for the vector A. Okay, so A is equal to P. Then we have a scalar B here is equal to the scalar Q here. Okay, because it is a scalar that represents for the vector B. And the scalar C here is equal to the scalar R here. Okay, it represents the scalar for the vector C. Okay, if it's equal to 0, means that all of them is equal to 0. P equal to 0, Q equal to 0, R equal to 0. But if it's equal to another vector, okay, it will be represent accordingly to its scalar that is for the same vector. Alright, remarks here. Any vector in 3 dimension can be written as linear combination of 3 non-coplanar vector. Okay, V equal to A plus vector A plus B plus B times vector B and C times vector C. The vector V, A, B and C are said to be linearly dependent. Okay, in general, vector A, B and C are said to be linearly dependent if there exists a set of scalar A, B, C not all zero such that A plus B times vector B plus C times vector C is equal to 0. Okay, so if there are a scalar that is not equal to 0, we call this as a linearly dependent vector. A, B and C will be the linearly dependent vector if only it exists a scalar that is not equal to 0. So this one is for non-coplanar vector. See example here. Express V 3i plus 2j plus 5k in terms of 3 non-coplanar vectors. A equal to 2i minus j plus k, B equal to I plus 3j minus 2k, and C equal to negative 2i plus j minus 3k. Okay, so you need to express this vector in terms of coplanar vector. Okay, so we have here, let's say we have a scalar A, B, C. Okay, so this is not yet, we don't know yet what is the scalar A, B and C. So the vector A is equal to this one. Okay, you see here, this one is the vector B. Now a vector V. Now we want to express this one as a non-coplanar vector. So now we just need to transform, okay, from these three vector into non-coplanar vector. Okay, so we have scalar A multiply with the vector A here, so 2i minus j plus k, plus with scalar B multiply with the vector B here, so I plus 3j minus 2k, and the scalar C multiply by the vector C here, 2i plus 3j minus 3k, equal to this vector, because we want to transform this vector into non-coplanar vector. Okay, so now from here you will have the scalar for I, j and k. Okay, because this one you multiply A with 2i, you will have 2a. You multiply B with I, you will have bi, and you multiply negative 2i with C, you will have negative 2ci. Okay, or if I expand this one first, okay, I expand this one, so this one multiply with this one, you will have 2ai minus aj plus ak, plus with bi plus 3bj minus 2bk, plus minus with 2ci plus cj minus 3ck. So we collect the one with the same vector, so you have the vector I, the vector I, and the vector I here. So the scalar is 2a plus b minus 2c, okay, minus 2c for the vector I. So this one is the first one. Then the vector j with the vector j with the vector j here, so you have plus negative a minus plus 3b plus c for the vector j. Okay, negative a plus 3b plus c for the j. And this one is for k, this one is for vector k, and this one is for vector k. So you have plus a minus 2b plus 3c for the vector k. Sorry, minus 3c for the vector k. So here. Okay, and you equal it to the vector that you want to express as a non-coplanar vector. Now we want to find what is the value of a, b, and c. Okay, so just now we say that if we have the equal sign here, means the scalar here is equal to the scalar here for the corresponding vector. So for the vector I, you have 2a plus b minus 2c equal to 3. Then you have negative a plus 3b plus c equal to 2. And you have a minus 2b minus 3c equal to 5. Okay, so you have three equation here. You can solve this one simultaneously by using calculator. Okay, you solve this equation by using calculator, and you need to find what is the value of a, b, and c. So when you solve this one by using calculator, what you will have is a equal to negative 2, b equal to 1, and c equal to negative 3. Okay, therefore this vector can be represented in three non-coplanar vector as negative 2a plus b plus minus 3c. Okay, maksudnya bila kita dah cari nilai a, b, and c, ini adalah skala untuk vektor a, b, and c yang mewakili this vector. Okay, so inilah dia vektor non-coplanar yang represent this vector. Alright, nanti kita akan cuba buat latihan. So let's see what is direction angles. Okay, so you can see this one is the diagram. This one is the diagram. You have the diagram here. So when you have three axes, you will have three different angles. Okay, if you can see, when you have three axes, okay, x, y, and z, okay, then you have a position vector here. Let's say the position vector is the vector v. Okay, so you will have three axes where the axis, the first angle, you will have the three angles where the first angle is from the axis x to the position vector, the first one. Okay, we denote it as beta. From the axis y to the position vector, so this one is the second one, we denote it as gamma. And the third one is from the axis Z to the position vector. Here is the position vector. Okay, so from the axis Z to the position vector here, this one is the angle alpha. So we have three angles, di mana three angles ini datangnya daripada setiap axis ke position vector. Axis X ke position vector. Axis Y ke position vector. Okay, so itu adalah alpha, beta and gamma. Sorry. Alpha is for axis from X to position vector. This one is alpha. Beta is the axis Y to position vector. So this one is beta, and gamma is from axis Z to the position vector. Okay, alpha, beta and gamma. So to find the angles, you have the formula here. Cos alpha equal to x over x square plus y square plus z square. Maksudnya kita nak cari cos alpha, okay, sama dengan nilai x. Because alpha is for the axis x, so nilai x bahagi dengan magnitude, which is x square plus y square plus z square. Nak cari cos beta, because beta is represent for y axis, so formula is y divide by the same thing, x square plus y square plus z square. And nak cari cos gamma, okay, because gamma is for z axis, so z divide by x square plus y square plus z square. Okay, so kita akan gunakan formula ni untuk mencari angle, di mana bila awak nak cari angle alpha, awak cuma kena pindahkan cos ni pergi sebelah, dia akan jadi arc cos. Okay, x over x square plus y square plus z square. So kita akan dapat apa dia nilai alpha, where alpha ni adalah angle daripada position vector kepada axis x. Okay, juga dengan case cos beta ni. Okay, so kita boleh pindahkan cos pergi ke sebelah kanan. So kita akan dapat beta equal to arc cos, okay, y divide by square root of x square plus y square plus z square. So kita akan dapat the value of beta, di mana beta ini adalah angle daripada y axis kepada position vector. Okay, y axis ke position vector. Okay, sama juga dengan gamma. Kita pindahkan cos pergi sebelah. So kita akan dapat gamma sama dengan arc cos z over x square plus y square plus z square. Okay, so gamma ini adalah angle daripada paksi z ke position vector. Okay, so angle alpha, beta and gamma are called as a direction angles. Okay, di mana alpha adalah angles daripada direction x, beta adalah angles daripada direction y, and gamma adalah angles daripada direction z. Okay, so kalau awak kena ingat di mana angles alpha, so angle alpha adalah daripada paksi x kepada position vector. Ini position vector, so paksi x ke position vector ini alpha. Daripada paksi y ke position vector ini beta. Bila kita ada z, daripada paksi z ke position vector ini adalah gamma. So kita panggil alpha, beta and gamma ni sebagai direction angle. Okay, cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma kita panggil direction cosine. Maksudnya kalau kita ada cos alpha, kita ada cos beta, kita ada cos gamma, ketiga-tiga ni kita panggil dia sebagai direction cosine. Okay, tapi kalau kita dah cari apa dia nilai alpha, nilai beta dan nilai gamma, so ketiga-tiga ni adalah direction angles. Okay, so kita tengok example. Find the direction cosine. Okay, find the direction cosine. Maksudnya kita nak cari cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma. And the direction angle, maksudnya kita nak cari alpha, beta dan gamma of the vector A, 6i minus 5j plus 8k. So awak kena ingat, untuk kita cari cos alpha, formulanya adalah x over square root of x square plus y square plus z square. Okay, so cos beta formulanya adalah y over square root x square plus y square plus z square. Dan untuk cos gamma formulanya adalah z over square root of x square plus y square plus z square. So the first thing, nak senang, kita cari dulu apa nilai square root x square plus y square plus z square. So daripada vektor A, ini adalah nilai x, nilai y dan nilai z. Okay, so x square plus y square plus z square, awak dapat nilainya adalah 5 square root 5. Okay, dan kita menggunakan formula cos alpha sama dengan x. So x adalah 6 kat sini. So 6 per dengan this one. So ini adalah direction cosine. Cos beta adalah y. So y adalah negative 5. Okay, so y adalah negative 5 over this one, 5 square root 5. So 5 dengan 5 boleh potong. That's why you have negative 1 over square root 5. So ini adalah cos beta. Okay, and cos gamma adalah z. So z awak 8 perkan dengan 5 square root 5. So awak adalah cos gamma. So ketiga-tiga ni kita panggil sebagai direction cosine. Okay, then dia suruh kita cari direction angle. So ini awak just kena guna calculator, tekan up cos this value. So awak akan dapat alpha equal to 57.5 degree. Okay, make sure you punya calculator dalam mode degree. Then nak cari beta, just tekan up cos this value, negative 1 over sec 5. So awak akan dapat this one. And nak cari gamma, kita tekan up cos this value, awak akan dapat angle dia adalah 44.3 degree. So this one is direction angles. Okay, so let's see another example here. So find the direction cosine and the direction angles of the vector from point A to point B. Okay, so this one is not yet the vector that you want to find. Okay, you want to find the direction cosine and direction angle untuk vektor daripada point. So ini point A dan ini point B. So awak nak kena cari dulu apa vektor ini. Okay, macam mana nak cari vektor ni? Kita kena ambil point yang kedua tolak dengan point yang pertama, atau point yang pertama tolak point yang kedua, mana-mana pun sama. Okay, so kita tengok pada dia punya direction. Kalau A ke B, okay, from point A ke B, so kita ambil point yang kedua sini tolak dengan point yang pertama. Okay, so point B adalah negative 1, 6, 2. Point A adalah 4, 8, negative 3. Okay, so kita ambil negative 1 minus with 4. So kita dapat negative 5i. 6 minus with 8, you dapat negative 2j. 2 minus negative 3, you will have 5k. So inilah dia kita punya vector. Okay, so sekarang kita nak cari direction cosine dengan direction angle untuk vektor ini. Ini vektor kita daripada point A ke point B. Okay, so nak cari direction cosine. Okay, formulanya adalah x over sec x square plus y square plus z square. Okay, so your x is negative 5. So negative 5 square here. Your y is negative 2. So negative 2 square here. And your z is 5. So 5 here. So 25 plus with 4 plus with 25, you will have sec 54, atau kita boleh kecilkan jadi 3 sec 6. Kalau awak nak biarkan macam ni pun boleh. Macam mana jadi 3 sec 6? Okay, sec 54 is equal to actually sec 9 times 6. Okay, then kita boleh separate, dia akan jadi sec 9 times with sec 6. Sec 9 ni sama dengan 3, so kita dapatlah 3 sec 6. Okay, tapi kalau you tulis macam ni pun tak ada masalah. So now, kita dah ada kita punya x square plus y square plus z square square root. So kita nak cari direction cosine, formulanya adalah x over this one. So your x here is negative 5. So negative 5 over 3 over 3 sec 6. Untuk cos beta, your y is negative 2. So negative 2 over 3 darab sec 6. And untuk cos gamma, your z is 5. So 5 over 3 sec 6. So ini adalah direction cosine. So same goes untuk mencari direction angle. Kita cuma perlu tekan calculator up cos untuk value ini. Awak akan dapat angle dia untuk alpha adalah 132.9 degree. Okay, then awak up cos this value. So awak akan dapat angle beta equal to 105.8 degrees. And awak up cos this one. Okay, so awak akan dapat the angle gamma equal to 47.1 degree. Okay, so this one is for finding the direction cosine and also direction angles for the vector. Okay, so you have note here where cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equal to 1. Okay, so this one is equal to 1. If you find cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma, the value is equal to 1. The direction of a non-zero vector v in three-dimensional space is defined to be the unit vector. Okay, so direction untuk non-zero vector, kita panggil dia sebagai unit vector. Okay, so this one is for the direction angles and also the direction cosine.